Hi everyone. In this video, I am going to explain about the most important topics from chapter 1 solution. So from this chapter we can expect the three main types of questions in every board exams. The first type will be it's theory based questions we can expect. And next one is a numerical based questions we can expect, and third one is the graph based questions also we can expect that. So now among this the numerical based questions, okay, the numerical based problems are asked most frequently from this unit. Okay, so first of all, let us look at the theory part from this area. The most important topics are it's a Henry's law, Raoult's law, and ideal solution, non-ideal solution, positive deviation and negative deviation. Okay, and rarely we should know about the acid trope mixtures. Okay, so from these topics we should know about the statement definition, we should know about that, and also equation also should know about that, and from that, and the third one is a graph, you should know about that. So if you know the statement, equation, graph, so based upon that any competency based questions also may asked. If you are just correlate with that, at least your minimum marks you secured in your board performance. So here, so these topics are very important for both short and long answer type questions also. So apart from the theory, the numerical problems also is important. So this chapter is very important from an examination point of view. So here, all of you, if you understand the ideal solution and non-ideal solution, you should now try to understand the graph for the positive deviation and negative deviation. In your CBSE book there will be a graph will be there. Okay, it's a Raoult's law graph. The deviation also, if it is a positive deviation above the graph means it's a positive deviation. If it is a negative deviation means what, it's a below the deviation. If you get the graph like this, it's a below the graph, below the line, you will be got the negative deviation. So if you understand the positive deviation and negative deviation by using the azeotropic mixtures. So what is the azeotropic mixture? It's a, you know very well, it's a binary mixture at the constant, it's a constant temperatures. Okay, so from that isotopic mixtures only we can able to understand the minimum boiling azeotrope and maximum boiling azeotrope. Okay, so in your book they are mentioned about the example also. It's a very few one or two example only they are mentioned about that. So people are just remember that what are the example for the minimum boiling azeotrope and the maximum boiling azeotropes. So here I showing that what are the numericals important area. First of all, it's a concentration terms. In the concentration terms, we have the many concept. One will be a mass percentage and a volume percentage and a mass by volume percentage, and a molality and a molarity also will be present, and a mole fraction also is there. Okay, if you know about the definition of that concentration terms, then only the colligative properties also somewhat it's understand. Okay, in colligative properties also definitely in that particular area definitely one numericals also is there. Okay, if you are not unable to cover the all over chapter, okay, in deep manner, at least if you go through the minimum secured area. So if people are just remember that if you are not able to cover the entire chapter in detailed way, so at least you make sure about that what are the repeated topics or repeated frequently asked topics in your board exams. So for example, in your colligative properties, osmotic pressure area, from that osmotic pressure, okay, many of the questions have been repeatedly asked over this past years. So if people are give the special guide importance for the osmotic pressure. Okay, and also you go for the one half factor. So nowadays the question also is we will expect that. So now here I will show you the important questions taken from the textbook. Okay, so exercise, these are all the exercise questions also. I'm showing, and index question and example question. Okay, from that particular criteria of the exercise and index and example questions, okay, these questions are, it's relevant from the repeated topics only. Okay, so please make a note of it everyone, especially please note them, it's carefully. Okay, so for example here I'm showing the CBSE board questions 2023 here I'm showing that. So here the first question will be, it's a MCQ type. So the question asks from colligative property. Here osmotic pressure is the answer, you know very well. And next question, it's ideal and non-ideal. Differentiate between the ideal and non-ideal. And second part, it's regarding from the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So relative lowering of vapor pressure, it's one of the colligative properties, and ideal solution, non-ideal solution, it's a Raoult's law. And osmotic pressure also they will ask. And what about the second question? This second question, low concentration of oxygen in blood and tissue of people living at high altitude is due to. So this question, it's regarding from the applications of the Henry's law. So what you should know understand, in the year of 2023, the questions asked from the topic from colligative property, and application of Henry's law, and ideal and non-ideal solution, and relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, so please go through that. And if you go through the last PVQs, okay, the vapor pressure, okay, this question asked from the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Again, relative lowering of vapor pressure is they will ask, and Raoult's law also they are asked. And this question from the freezing point questions, and this is for the yeah, positive deviation and negative deviations. Okay, the solution of acetone and chloroform. Okay, this question from the ideal solution concept, again Raoult's law concept only. So if people are just give the importance for the colligative properties, and Henry's law, and numerical question based questions, like regarding from the elevation of boiling point, depression of freezing point. Okay, so here, according to the sample paper in 2025 to 2026, in this year, there are question asked from. So here the assessment reason based questions also they are asking. Okay, so this question regarding from the osmotic pressure. So if people are, please give the importance for the osmotic pressure. Pi is equal to NCRT, sorry, pi is equal to CRT will be present. Okay, so based upon that, this equation, concept of the colligative properties of osmotic pressure, you give the special care about that. And next sample, in the sample questions, we have that this question is again, it's regarding from the Raoult's law. Okay, ideal and non-ideal solution. So now listen carefully. In this year, the sample paper, we have that phenol and aniline. Okay, definitely it's come from the ideal and non-ideal non-ideal solution only, but they are applying some tricky way. Okay, so in this year, just please read the second question. Ritish suggested adding the salt to the box containing ice. He said this would keep the good cold drinks bottle and cold for a longer time. How will Ritish justify his suggestion? Okay, actually the Ritish and cold bottle drinks, cool drinks bottles, okay, these roles are not seen in your NCRT, but this question, it's background behind from the depression of freezing point. So now if you know well known about the concept, then only we can able to analyze that. So what is my suggestion? Okay, people are, if you are go with the topic point of view, if you topic know that, and you go through the subtopic, so from the subtopic you just collect the key points, you just collect the key points and keywords. Okay, if you remember the key points or keyword, you justify with that. In that question, a minimum secure mark will be attained in your board performance. Okay, and this second question asked from that, it's a osmotic. Okay, barium chlorine reaction with the sodium sulfate in aqueous solution gives the white precipitate. In the two solutions are separated by SBM. Will there be a appearance of the white precipitate due to the osmosis? Okay, this question, okay, actually it is a questions from the intermixed topics. Okay, intermixed topics means two topics will be interconnected, will be there. Okay, so this question regarding from the topic of colligative property, especially abnormal molar mass as well as the osmotic pressure also. And why does water stop boiling when sugar is added to the boiling water? So this question again, it is a relative lowering of vapor pressure concept only. So if people just give the importance for the, at least you give the minimum securance of the good marks, mean you need to concentrate on the colligative property, osmotic pressure, relative lowering of the vapor pressure, and what do you call it is the a depression of freezing point, and ideal and non-ideal solution. Okay, from the topic people are just give the importance and practice well for your last 10 years PYQs regarding the solution chapter. If you go through with that, okay, if you start the preparation now itself, at the time of examination you can peacefully revise in your board exams. Okay, so all the best for your preparation. So next video I just update that next chapter for the electrochemistry. Thanks for watching.